So it's finally 2021, and what that means is that this year I need to invest more money than I've ever invested in my entire life. In this video, I'm going over my investing strategy for the upcoming year, what kinds of stocks I'm going to be buying, which tax advantage retirement accounts I am taking advantage of, and what percentage I'm putting into other asset classes such as real estate, crypto, and more. So while the markets are obviously at an all-time high, and right now I'm getting a little bit scared of investing just due to all the volatility and how this whole pandemic is playing out, but there really is no denying that if you're able to financially, you should always be putting money into the markets and making your money work for you. It's just way too hard to try and time the markets. This is a game that if you try, you probably won't succeed at. And for me, I like to be risky, but I also like to have some security in my investments. So that's why I prefer dollar cost averaging throughout the year. Instead of trying to time the markets and buying when I think things are low and selling when I think things are high, I'm just going to be investing money monthly. If I have a good month and I make more money in a certain month, then I'll invest more that month. But if I have a bad month, then I'll probably just put a little bit less into the markets. Now they say always be closing ABC. Well, I like to look at it as ABI, always be investing. So let's get into my investing game plan for 2021. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is my stock portfolio. And in this section, I'm mostly going to be focusing on my taxable accounts. Really, my strategy for this year is to invest in both individual companies as well as index funds. If you guys follow along with my monthly top stock videos, you know that each month I pick out about 6 stocks just based on my research from the previous month, and I put some of my money into those companies. I'm always adding new companies to my portfolio, but my main goal is to hold these long term. I really don't have time to do short-term trading because that takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of time in actually researching the markets, researching companies, and more importantly, it just takes a lot of brain power that I want to invest in my other projects. So for me, I'm just trying to hold these companies long term, and that also means that it is easier on my taxes. Some of my investments are more speculative and some of them are more safe. But my advice for you guys is to not put all your money into only hype stocks or only safe stocks. There's really benefits in investing in both of them, so I encourage you guys to diversify. Some recent stocks that I have been adding to my portfolio are Apple, Alibaba, especially with the big dip recently, Palantir, Facebook, and PayPal. Make sure to do your own research before investing in any company, but those are some companies that I am particularly interested in right now. And if you want to get a free stock with Robinhood, make sure to use my link in the description below and get 1 free stock when you sign up. So actually, a lot of my money is not in these taxable accounts. They're in my retirement accounts, and I really suggest you guys, if you have not yet set up a retirement account, definitely do that first before actually investing in a taxable account. I will talk more about that later, but just keep that in mind. And for my game plan for 2021, I'm trying to do a 50-50 split. Inside my taxable accounts, like through Robinhood and Webull, I'm gonna put half of the money into individual companies that I'm betting on and half into index funds that track the S&P 500. That way I can have half my money, in a more safe and secure, reliable growth fund, and half my money in more speculative companies that have the potential to grow a little bit faster. Now, the really bad part about these taxable accounts is that you are really taxed up the anytime you sell a stock, even if you don't take the money out of your account, that is going to be a taxable event in the eyes of the IRS, and you will have to pay taxes on that gain. For short-term gains, this is taxed at your regular income level, and then for long-term gains, if you hold the stock for more than a year, this can actually reduce your taxes on that gain significantly. Okay, the second part of my investing strategy for this year is with my tax advantage retirement accounts. More specifically, I will be doing a backdoor Roth IRA and contribute money into a solo 401k through my company. Now, with the Roth IRA, you're able to contribute up to $6,000 depending on your income. Once you're making over $140,000 per year, you're not allowed to contribute directly into your Roth IRA. But there is a workaround for this, and basically what you do is you contribute money into a traditional IRA and then convert that into a Roth IRA. So I will definitely be maxing that out, and the reason why I love Roth IRAs so much is because you are not taxed on any profits that your investments in that account make. The money you put in is post-tax money, so just like any money you put into your Robinhood or Webull account, but any gains on this money, when you pull them out during your retirement, these are not taxed. And so everything in your Roth IRA account is pretty much yours. If you compare that to a traditional IRA or a traditional 401k, on these accounts, you're gonna be hit with a big tax bill. So that's why I encourage everyone to definitely take advantage of a Roth IRA. Now, as far as what I'm investing in inside my Roth IRA, all that money is gonna be going directly into index funds such as VOO. Since it's a very long-term thing, I wanna put in stable and reliable reliable funds that grow over time. Now, since I have an S corporation and it's only me inside that corporation and I don't have any employees, I'm able to set up a solo 401k. So basically what I will be doing is I'll put $19,500 into my Roth solo 401k. This is not tax deductible, but this money will grow tax-free. And on top of that, I will be putting 25% of my salary as a traditional contribution. When I add these together, it should come up to about $58,000, which is the max you're allowed to put in per year. Just like with my Roth IRA, most of the money in this solo 401k is going to be going into index funds. But I do want to try doing some really risky trading with crypto, because if those grow a lot inside this Roth IRA account, the awesome thing is that I won't be taxed on any of those gains. Now, to invest in crypto in a retirement account, I'll have to open up a self-directed solo 401k. And that's something I haven't done yet, but doing that will allow me to invest in other types of assets such as real estate, crypto, and other things. Really, my goal is to just max out every possible retirement account that I can do. And since I don't really need the money right now, I'd rather put the money into a Roth account, pay the taxes right now, and save on the taxes later on. This is also because I do think that my income will go up, and I also think that taxes are probably going to go up as well. So yeah, in conclusion, retirement accounts, I will try and max them out, and most of the money is going to be put into index funds. This might change a little bit as the year progresses, but for now, that is my whole game plan. The third asset class I will be investing in is real estate, and my main goal for this year is to pick up at least one rental property. As a real estate professional, there are some huge benefits to owning real estate that can really decrease the amount of taxable income that you have. For example, you're able to take depreciation on any rental property, and if you want to accelerate the depreciation, you can do a cost segregation and create huge losses on paper for your investment property. In my opinion, investing in real estate that cash flows and that's in a good location that is improving is always a good way to build your equity and increase your net worth. Now, I really have no idea how much I will invest in real estate because it really depends on the number of deals I find, as well as how much money I end up making. But just as an estimate, I'll probably have to put down about 25 to 30% on any property I buy. And if the property needs some types of renovations, of course, that's going to cost extra money. This really has been a long-term goal of mine. And since I live in California where the properties are very expensive, I think that for my next rental property, I'm going to look out of state because it's just a little bit easier to cash flow and takes less startup capital. Is it hard to time the real estate market? Absolutely. I always like to say the best time to buy real estate is just whenever you're able to buy real estate. And you can kind of think of it as dollar cost averaging on real estate. Don't try and time the real estate market because that's extremely hard, but rather buy when you can and buy smart. The fourth thing I'm going to be buying this year is a lot of cryptocurrency. Throughout the last half year, it's become more and more apparent that digital assets like cryptocurrencies can be a really great way to store your money. It is still very volatile, so I do look at it sort of like a gamble in the short term. But in the long term, since I do think that digital currencies like Bitcoin will be adopted and more mainstream, that should make it less of a gamble and more of an investment. My goal for 2021 is to put about 10% of whatever money I invest into cryptocurrencies. I'll mostly just be focusing on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Although recently I did actually drop a little bit of money into Ripple just because I'm a little bit risky and I like to buy things when they're going down in price. I've had Bitcoin for a while now, and although I will be picking up more Bitcoin, I think most of what I will be buying this year is Ethereum. I'm just a little bit more bullish on Ethereum over Bitcoin, but Ethereum hasn't even hit its all-time high yet, whereas Bitcoin has clearly surpassed that. Yes, this is a very speculative investment right now, but I do think it is less risky than back in the beginning of 2018 when no one really knew what Bitcoin was and everyone was just jumping on this whole crypto game because their friends told them to put some money there, right? Like no one even knew what it was. Now there's a lot more transparency and it seems like a lot more bigger financial institutions are actually starting to buy it. The fifth thing I'm going to be investing in is self-improvement. And I know this one is a little bit different than the other ones because when you're investing in self-improvement, this doesn't come back to you directly in the form of money. However, what I think a lot of people don't realize is just how important this is if you want to increase your income. And of course, with that, you can invest more money in other things. So my goal for 2021 is to spend $10,000 or more on my self-improvement. This includes things like seminars, courses, coaching calls, and anything else that helps me learn. So as I was scripting this video and I was writing out the things I want to invest my money in, I realized the only thing that I absolutely have to do on this list is to invest in myself. If I don't do this, I won't make enough money to invest in the other things. So honestly, I do think that this one has the biggest ROI of everything on this list. Like I said, it's not as direct as the other investments because the only thing I'm getting in return is knowledge, right? Like if I invest $1 into stocks, let's say after 1 year, it turns into $1.10. That gives you a 10% gain. Now, on the other hand, if I invest $1 into self-improvement, that just comes back to me in the form of knowledge. Once I have that knowledge in my brain, I need to actually take action and implement it. Because if I don't convert that knowledge into actual tangible results, then well, it's not a good return on your investment. So yeah, like I said, $10,000 into self-improvement. And if you guys have the extra funds, I highly recommend doing this as well. And you have to realize that knowledge doesn't always have to cost money, right? Like you guys are watching this YouTube video, it's free. So if you don't have money to invest in paid education, definitely take advantage of YouTube. Okay, the sixth and last thing that I'm going to be investing my money into is angel investing. And this is completely new to me. I've never done this before, but basically the plan is to invest into early stage startups that I really believe in. In this type of investing, you are putting your money into a company and you're likely getting some type of equity in it. So really it is quite risky because if the company, goes belly up, then you just lose all your money. But if the company does well, then your equity could be worth a lot more. This seems to be a really great investment for people that have a little bit more money to spend and are willing to take some chances in order to get a higher return on investment. So I will be looking for new opportunities in fintech, social media, and influencer marketing. I think those are industries that are growing a lot, and they're also industries that I have some experience in, and I do think that it is very important. So yeah, you guys, there you have it. Investing, it really is a lifestyle, and those are the 6 main assets that I'm going to be putting my money into in 2021. One of the hardest parts about investing is actually coming up with the money to invest. So I urge you guys, if you can, I know this is very hard, but try and increase your income. This is going to have the most direct and significant impact on the amount you're able to invest. Try and get a promotion, try and switch jobs, try and start a side hustle. All these things have the opportunity to really increase the amount of money that you're bringing in. The other way is to just reduce your expenses and save money on your rent, on food, on buying things that you don't actually need. And yeah, that's really why the rich get richer. It's because, well, they have more money left over after their expenses, and if they invest that money properly, it's going to grow. And yeah, it's not a perfect system, but that's just pretty much why the rich get richer. So if you do want to become rich, definitely prioritize saving more money so that you can invest more money. Yes, there are people getting rich off of just earning a lot of money through their job, but I think more people are getting rich off their investments. And it's money that's working for you even as you sleep. And really, that's the only true way to become wealthy because your time is your most valuable asset. So there you have it. That is my whole investing strategy for this year. I'm not exactly sure how much money I'm going to invest. It really depends on how much money I'm bringing in, but I will be trying to increase my income. I will be trying to decrease my expenses. And if I do that, that should leave me with a lot of opportunity, a lot of money to actually invest. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys got some value out of this video. Like I mentioned earlier, make sure to check out Robinhood and get your free stock. And hey, if you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this. I make a ton of content about personal finance, investing, and entrepreneurship. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.